The water crisis. Can agricultural solutions solve it? Of all the water on Earth, only 1% is potable. The whole world consumes 9,087 billion meters cubed of water each year, with the United States alone being responsible for 1/9 of that, about 1,053 billion meters cubed each year. Now, China and India, who consume 1,207 billion meters cubed and 1,182 billion meters cubed per year, respectively. Both these countries, however, have triple the population of the U.S. So how is the U.S. consuming so much water? Many countries that sit at the bottom of water consumption lists are not there because they have mastered efficient water use, but because they have no water. In Africa, water use ranges from 800 meters cubed per person in well-off areas to under 20 meters cubed per person per year in the poorest areas. This is compared to the U.S., which has the world's highest per capita water footprint at 2,842 meters cubed per year, which is double the world's per capita average water footprint, and 3.5 to 140 times the amount of water an average person in Africa would consume yearly. Water use for agriculture in Africa is around 90% of their available water, which is compared to the U.S., which is around 87%. Now, even though they have so little water in Africa, they're still using very, very large amounts of their water for agriculture, along with the U.S. Now, the agriculture industry will only continue to grow as the population grows, and the population is predicted to reach around 10 billion by 2050. The majority of traditional agriculture irrigation systems that consume the most water is surface irrigation. Surface irrigation uses water sources on top of the soil that either run down the furrows of the field or pool in the embankments where produce is grown. With either method, huge amounts of water are absorbed into the ground as runoff and wasted. Between the years of 2004 and 2009, an average of 1,257 kilometers cubed of water was consumed yearly by irrigation alone. Of that, only 603 kilometers cubed of water was not even used by crops. Now, there are many methods to produce clean water to help with the water crisis, one of which is solar-powered desalinators, which remove salt from ocean water and produce potable water. But these require very, very large amounts of water very, very large amounts of energy and are expensive. Personal water filters are another option, but these only help on a very small scale and only if there is a water source available. Other high-tech solutions like the water seer, which condenses water vapor in wind to produce potable water. This is also very expensive and takes a lot of energy and produces a minimal amount of water when compared to how much water is used in agriculture. It is much more effective to conserve the water we have rather than trying to create new clean water. While there are many potential solutions to the water crisis, we should change our country's agriculture practices by replacing traditional surface irrigation systems with sprinkler or drip systems. First, we must get American farmers to switch irrigation methods. We would petition the government to ban traditional irrigation methods. To do this, we would lobby or join or create political action committees. Another step would be helping to promote the companies manufacturing drip and sprinkler systems. The next step would also be to provide incentives for farmers that switch to the new irrigation methods like tax breaks or incentive payments. The second step would be to instate a water quota per company that would create an incentive for unique case-by-case solutions to reduce water consumption. This would create a market gap which encourages innovation not only in agricultural industry but also in technology and related industries. The next step would be to encourage discussion in countrywide organizations for farmers to facilitate the spread of ideas. A last step would be to induce penalty fines, which would be instated, which would cover the cost for the financial incentives. Thank you for listening.